Yeah, my name is Gary Fehr. This is Green School Farms, and I've been doing this for a few years. It'll be my 8th season of growing. For most of my career, I was a software engineer and just had a desk job, and slowly became aware of and interested in food and why that's important. In terms of production and how agriculture impacts the environment, and just really became more and more convinced that that's something that needs to be paid more attention to, and became aware of the differences between organic farming versus conventional farming, especially in the areas of just chemical use and the impacts of chemical agriculture, chemicals on the environment, and some of the practices there that honestly aren't great. I'm located near Raymond over here, and I've got 20 acres. I am what you would call sustainable, regenerative, that type of thing, where I basically avoid use of any synthetic chemicals, no herbicides, pesticides, synthetic fertilizers, anything like that. I do a lot of farm to school stuff and started with that early on. I got acquainted with the food service director at Pius X High School, and we met each other at a farm to school summit several years ago. She was interested in starting to buy from farms. I was interested in selling to schools. And so we kind of connected that way, and that relationship with Pius has continued to today. And in the meantime, I've acquired a few other schools that I sell to, and that's really a passion. It's built into the name of the farm, Green School Farms. So green for the environment, school for an emphasis on farm to school, and farms being the hope that we can build a network of farms to pool together our products, aggregate that to quantities sufficient to meet the needs of like larger school districts. So my interest in schools is because I think it's important that kids become exposed to the same things we've been talking about. Where does your food come from? Why is that important? And what sort of awareness do we want to have when we're approaching food choices? Throughout the growing season, I send out a weekly email to Pius and other schools, and here's what I've got this week, here's the quantity and price available, and then they just submit their orders through the Google form, and I compile it. I'll send it out late in the week, and then early the next week I'll drop off those orders at the schools. Last fall, we did a kind of a taste testing, but really just a week in the cafeteria where they featured food sourced locally. And so it was some of my products, and it included like Brussels sprouts and potatoes and bell peppers, things like that, kale. And it was just a way, again, to get the kids exposed to that. They did some announcements in the cafeteria during that day. I came in, set up my little farmer's market booth in the area of the cafeteria, and then the kids, there were some games at the booth that the kids could play. And so yeah, it was a fun experience, and just again a way to connect and bring that awareness. It's easy to just assume that food comes from a grocery store, and you don't think about the impact of that. Like, how many miles did that food have to travel to get to the grocery store? What sorts of chemicals were used that may have had collateral damage to the surrounding environment? What about the ethics of the farm workers that may have been used to produce that? Are they fairly paid? And so just a lot of related issues like that. And so as you get kids thinking more about, hey, the food doesn't just show up on a plate in the cafeteria, it actually comes from a farm like this. So they just become more aware of that. I think that's important. So.